Corgan. We're excited to have you here to talk a little bit about Corgan, what we do on our Aviation Studio, and also give you a virtual tour through our Matterport scan. I can explain Matterport. It is a 3D virtual scan. So it utilizes a 360-degree camera that you set up at 6 to 10 foot intervals throughout a space. Allows you to take 3D or 360 pictures. I don't know how else to explain. It's a 360 scan of your space.
Yeah.
So my name is Emily Duncan. I'm an interior design project manager and vice president here at Corgan. I've been here 8 years, and that entire time I've been working on the Aviation Studio.
My name's DiFurio, and I'm a studio design director here with Aviation Interiors. I have about 20 years of experience, and with the last 12 with Corgan, and specifically focusing on aviation interiors. And prior to that, I did corporate work in churches and transportation and just schools, a bunch of different things. But last 12 definitely. Aviation is becoming my love and my career, and I'm learning a lot, and this is very challenging, and it's really a lot of fun. So, and then what we do project-wise, it ranges from smaller projects such as premium services like clubs and first-class check-in, things like that in the airport, or just large, airport facilities, terminals. We work on left field, DFW, which is very much local here.
I worked for about 5 years in Tulsa and did some very small commercial work, and then jumping into aviation at Corgan, it really was a whole different experience, particularly in the realm of programming. So the thing about airports is you have to keep them open and you have to keep them operational, and so a lot of what we do is evaluating how to maximize operations and minimize impact to passengers. And so a lot of what I actually do targets that specifically. So we have, on a big terminal project, we may have 3 to 5 people focused on programming. So that's starting from the basics and evaluating what does the airport have today, what do they need to accommodate in the future.
Programming, it's a huge effort in airport planning. But what we do other than programming, really when we are doing programming, the planning exercise, we're also very much focused on passenger experience. We really look into, you have the planning, which is the hard data, and the passenger experience in the past, it's more of a, based on the designer's experience, or we have some soft data to go by that. But the recent years, Corgan, we really started to push, data-driven design.
We've had a lot of people really dig into this right off the ground in March. And part of that has been an initiative we've called Airports Adapt. And I'll segue to Ginger.
So yeah, we started doing a bunch of different research, right when COVID was happening, and we're all stuck at home, and we were really, looking at a lot of data. And initially, the Airport Adapt is really more about how do we ensure the passengers when they go back to the airport, when they want to start travel again, they feel secure and safe. So there are a lot of our strategies and suggestions were based on, one, it's really about social distancing, right? How are we going to separate people, and is that really possible? Is it realistic, have them to maintain that distance? And then another thing would be the wellness, right? Are we going to we're going to need to, heighten the cleaning protocols and things like that. And by doing that, can we look at our buildings? Are there different materials and different design that we can do to really help reinforce that? But it's really, the solution is not something that's temporary. It's not a knee-jerk reaction. It has to be something. It's gonna be. We need to see the longevity of it. We need to instill best practice into our design, and just based on the experience we learned from the pandemic.
So our office went through a large expansion. What's it been, 2 years now that we've kind of been completed?
Probably at least 2 years.
Yeah. And so we expanded our lobby area. So we've got several different types of conference spaces down here in the first floor lobby available to clients, such as the Alamo that we're in right now. All of our conference rooms are actually named after theaters that Jack Corgan designed as an architect. With that expansion, we have a new common area called the Skyline on the 4th floor. So that is just basically, that's available to Corgan employees to work in. They can eat lunch up there. That's where we have all of our microwaves. So there's a kind of a kitchenette space, and then there's all kinds of different seating, from tables and chairs, benches, some lounge seating. There's TVs up there for, I think they become really popular during the World Cup. You can go up there and watch the World Cup during your lunch break, but it's really just intended to be a gathering space for our employees. We use it for holiday parties or baby showers, and then that does connect to a rooftop deck that's on the original portion of our building, which has been really nice lately with the weather nice. I think everyone's been going out there to get some fresh air and maintain our social distancing.
When I first started my very first job, working as an architecture intern, I think it was very soul-crushing for me for the first 6 months, because it's just such a big shift, right? You have to start getting into, learning what's the right way to draft. You're picking up red lines, you're doing all that, you're learning code. Nothing is very fun or inspiring or very dreaming like the way you kind of picture in your mind when you're in school. So I think what I've learned, coming out of that, I learned that's actually one of the most valuable lessons I learned. Because without that foundation, I would not be able to really be a good designer, because you have to learn all that. And that is not something every school teaches you. They teach you the theory, the foundations of it. But when you come to work, that's when you actually learn the craft. Everything that you're learning right now, 5 years, 10 years down the road, is something that's just going to make you this very competent designer overall. So I would just encourage everyone to not lose perspective, and then just take the challenge head on and have a good attitude, and then just kind of keep going, see where that takes you.
Be thankful for the experiences that you've had in your career, and learn from them and grow from them. And when it's time to move on, be excited for the next challenge.
All right, everyone, I hope you enjoy our virtual tour. I know this is a special time. We can't really have all of you here, but this is really an office where we're very serious about work, but we like to have a lot of fun. So hopefully when this is all over, we can host tours and you guys can all come visit and then look at all those beautiful, fabulous spaces that you saw in the Matterport model. And we hope to see you soon and talk to you soon.